This is Shawn Irwin, your youth director with Darts Ontario, and welcome to episode 15 of Darts Ontario Let's Talk Darts. I wanted to talk to our youth players from past and present to see how they got into darts and their story. Thank you to our sponsor, SSS Canada, for all their support in the Darts Ontario organization. Go to their Facebook page and see the high-quality dart shirts that you can order for your team or individually. Today, I am with Kayden Polmateer of the London Youth Dart League. Thank you, Kayden, for taking the time to answer some questions so the dart community can know more about Kayden Polmateer. So how are you doing today, Kayden?
I'm doing awesome. How are you?
Oh, great. Thanks for asking. So how did you get started playing darts, and how old were you?
I believe I was 12 when I started playing darts, and I got introduced to the sport from my grandmother. Actually, we went to go pick her up from one of her events, and she wanted to stay a little bit while because one of her friends moved on in the tournament, and we got to watch a whole bunch of games, and that was the first time I ever actually threw a dart, and I just loved it, and I got introduced to the youth from a good friend of mine. Oh God, I can't remember the name now. It's okay. One of the youth directors that plays in the women's league introduced me to the youth league, and I really wanted to check it out. So I checked it out, and I was hooked.
Now, when did you join the London Youth Dart League?
I believe I'm going on my third year now. I joined in late 2017 for the league season. It was around March time, I believe. Um, so I only played for like 3 months that season, and I've been playing ever since.
Now, who inspired you to play competitively like you do now?
Um, like my current inspiration?
Yeah.
Uh, Definitely a pro player that makes me want to keep playing competitively is Jim Long, and my kind of darts idol is Michael Van Gerwen. I love watching him play, and I love watching the Worlds and everything. It just seems really like incredible to be on a stage like that. So
Well, you're lucky nowadays that you can watch all these amazing players online. Because back when I was your age, I had to watch it on TV, which was very seldom it was on.
yeah, yes, it is awesome that I can see all the competitions.
Now, how often do you practice during the season, and do you practice during the off season as well?
I try and keep a consistent uh, 5 days out of the seven, like 5 practice days out of the week. Sometimes I have to skip a day when I'm busy. It's usually like quick 30-minute practice sessions throughout my night, but usually it's around an hour to an hour and a half of practicing on my practice days. And I do practice during the off season to keep all my darts warmed up and everything. And I usually take a practice day off, I guess to say, on Saturdays during league season because that's when league actually is. So I'm not sure if that really counts as a practice day or not, but I try and keep a good consistent schedule.
It sounds like you do a lot of practicing, but practicing is never as fun as a real game. But how do you make practicing fun? What type of games do you play?
I learned a ton of really fun practice games from Jim Long and a couple of my buddies at the youth league, Justin Juice Ryan and Stacey Carnahan. Um, they taught me a bunch of like average increaser games that I find really, really entertaining. Doubles practice as well. Um, just really, really fun games, and as well as the Dark Connect system offers a ton of fun game modes as well. And I've also been playing online, so that's a good like reboot, I guess, from practice games to actually play somebody over the camera.
Well, in the last year, you've become very competitive playing tournaments and doing well at the provincials. But how do you get yourself focused to play that big game?
I mostly focus on my breathing and my mental place. Um, Usually it's like if I get nervous, I start to like breathe rapidly, and it's all about keeping calm and clearing your head and just focus in on the game. Don't It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. As long as you're happy by the end of the game and how you did, everything is okay. And just keep calm. As I find works the best.
Well, that's some great advice, because not even before the game, but during the game, as it's a very emotional game. So it's how to be able to control those emotions, right?
Yeah, that's a big part of it.
Now, what's the best part of competing for you, and what's the most important part of darts for you as well?
Oh, the community, 100%. The amount of incredible people I've met and inspirational people I've met it's insane actually. I've met like hundreds of friends now that I'd never thought I'd actually meet that are competing in the same sport as me and have almost as much passion or more passion than me in this sport. It's it's really cool to see all the people that come together for a sport like darts that's not particularly common in youth.
Now, at school, do you have a lot of friends that know that you play darts, even though they're not involved?
Yes, yes.
And what's
All
what?
my other friends play like basketball and soccer. I'm kind of like the odd sport kid, and they all really think some of them think it's weird, but some of them think it's pretty funny and cool as well. I tell them all about my tournament adventures and everything.
So after a good performance and the match is over, what's the one thing you like to do?
Uh, Usually after like a really good performance, we'll go get like a good meal and just sit and talk to people that were there. And really, I feel like it's not. It's more about how you feel yourself, rather like after a good performance. Like the best thing to do is just sit back and be like, "Oh my gosh, I just did that! Holy!" And then strive to do that same performance again the next time or even better. it's it's awesome when that happens.
Well, we know we don't always win our games, but how do you stay focused and get yourself prepared for that next match? So say you're playing a round robin match and you lose a match, but you know you still got to stay focused. How do you stay focused for that next match?
I find that every single player has like in a round robin format or a long game format, everyone's gonna have a dip in their performance, and it's all about just accepting it. And I mean, experience is experience. It'll help you in the end, no matter what. So I take it as more of a helper than a destroyer, I guess to say. It's all just like accepting. Okay, it happened. It doesn't matter. Get it out of the way now on to the better matches.
That's right. We can't look at the rearview mirror. That's the past. There's nothing you can do. So you have to look forward. So good for you.
Exactly.
So 2020, you finished top 8 in doubles and singles at this year's Provincials. This was the first time you made the knockout round in singles. Tell us about your 2020 Provincial weekend leading up to your quarterfinal match, and talk to us about facing Trey House in the quarterfinals.
I really wanted to beat my top 16 last year, and that was my main goal was to either get top 16 or make it further, and I did. So I was very happy by the end of that. Leading up to the quarterfinals match, I was quite nervous because it was the farthest I've ever gone. And I've only played Trey a couple of times, so I didn't know him super well at that time. So I couldn't really base anything for the play. Um, in the end, nerves really got to me, and Trey went to get onto Team Ontario. Really good on him. He deserved it. And I think it was an awesome experience because I now know how effective nerves can be and how important being calm is. And this 2020 season, since it's all really been online and the league hasn't been going, I've been playing a lot of adult matches, and I think it's definitely improved me as a player and as a person in general. So I'd say all around this year is good, and that provincials weekend really helped me in terms of improving my mental stability, like practice in darts, I guess you could say. As as I say, darts is basically like 70% in your head and 30% on the board.
If you can control that in your head, you're going to go very far. So now you played some great darts that weekend. How did you prepare yourself throughout the season to become such a competitor at the provincials this year?
Throughout the season, I didn't really look at whether I won or lost. It was more about just improving as a player and getting ready to face people like Trey and people like Donovan. They can definitely play some good darts. So I focused on myself as a player throughout this season, and it didn't fully pay off at the provincial weekend, but I left feeling happy and accomplished, and that's basically all there is to it.
Yeah. Can you tell us about some of your other success and memories in darts besides the provincials this year?
One of my most like core current memories of darts is the Syracuse Open for 2019, I believe. Um, that, that's where I met a ton of professional players and big names in darts. People that have played at the World Championships, a bunch of crazy dart players, and I actually ended up finishing second in the youth division at that tournament, which was awesome. And it really showed me what a big tournament like that is like and how fun and competitive it can be. Um, it was really awesome.
So what are your goals for the new season and how will you work towards reaching those goals?
My goals for the new season is to obviously improve as a player, like anyone would say, but also to reach top eight again or beat that, I guess you could say, as well as just making new friends and getting back to playing live is another big thing. I really I mean online's fun and all, but nothing can beat real life darts.
So in the game of darts, you have to become an expert in calculating. You've only been playing for about 3 years. How have you improved your calculation while you're standing on the line and knowing what to hit so fast?
Using an out card is very useful, and I've come to memorize a lot of the combinations, as well as just having math class has helped me. Um, but it's all about learning the board and learning new things and having people differently since you hit a 19 or something like that. It's all about experience, really, is what really helps you with your calculations.
Yeah, there's dart players that are in the 200, 300, and they're already thinking about leaving themselves an out. So once you get to that level, you really got to know your numbers.
Yes,
Now, who are some
yes,
of
you
your
do.
biggest supporters as you compete?
My biggest supporters, obviously my parents. They really like going to the events, as well as Justin Juice Ryan, one of the league's directors. He is an awesome coach, I guess you could say. I really feel like he wants me to improve, and he really wants every kid to improve and love the sport as much as he does, and as well as a person who goes by the name of Matt Campbell. He's and has also taught me a ton of practice methods that I have so many people that I know through playing.
Well, you've got lots of great support there. Do you play any other
Yeah.
sports at all?
Um, I used to be on a volleyball team, but then I went to high school, and my high school actually doesn't have a volleyball team, so that kind of got shut down. Um, all the super rough sports were never really my thing, so I kind of focused on more team or self-oriented sports. I actually used to play chess competitive, not a odd thing to do, but I mostly just focus on having fun rather than being super, super rough and all that stuff.
Now, do you have any hobbies besides darts and sports?
Um, I mean, obviously gaming, um, like any other teenager, I guess you could say. Darts is really my main hobby, I guess you could say. Um, it's kind of like my main focus right now, as well as school. That's kind of like a main thing, I guess you could say. Um, yeah, it's not, I don't really do too much now that volleyball is kind of out of the picture, but who knows, maybe in the future I'll start something new.
Yeah. Now, do you have a favorite opponent you love to play against? And if there's one player in the world you'd love to play against, who would that be and why?
My current favorite opponent is Donovan Filon because he's an absolute monster on the dartboard, and he's just an all-around good guy, and he's achieved what I've wanted to achieve for a long time. So learning from him, playing against him in competitive scenes can really help me play at that level as well. And he's just really, really fun to play against. And a person that I really dream of playing against is the one and only Phil Taylor because he's an insane player, like absolutely astonishing. And I feel like I could really learn a lot from him. And he's just super fun to watch as well. And he's won not hundreds, tons of world titles, and has played in so many tournaments. And I think it'd be a really, really good experience to play him.
He's done a lot for the game of darts, that's for sure. So we're always learning and improving. What's the one thing you know you need to work on to help improve your game of darts?
One thing that I think I can improve on is definitely embracing my own play rather than being super self-conscious about it, being like, oh, I should have hit that. Be like, oh, how can I hit that next time? Or some, it's kind of a weird metaphor, I guess you could say, that have already happened. Focus on things that could happen that are better in the next couple darts or the next couple matches or the next couple months. Definitely focusing on the future rather than dwelling on the past is a big thing for me.
So tell us about your darts. What kind of darts do you use and what makes those darts so special to you?
Uh, I don't know the exact name for my darts, but these are what they look like. If you can see, my camera quality isn't the best, but they're fairly simple. I do use L-style flights. I find they fly better and just feel better overall, as well as shafts, just because they fit in the L-style flights. Um, I use a full ring barrel. I feel like it just fits in my hand better, and it's really grippy. And I feel like it really suits me, and I feel like I am myself when I use these darts, rather than trying to be somebody else by using their darts. So it's all about feeling confident in what I use um, in general. It's it's a really good feeling to be confident.
So as we wrap this up, one more question. For those young dart players just starting out, what advice can you give them as with all the experience that you've had the last 3 years?
A really big tip I would say is don't try to be somebody else and focus on improving yourself as a player rather than trying to copy somebody else's throw or copy somebody else's stance. You can only be yourself as a player, and nothing is ever going to change that. And if you really really like the sport, you will get better at it in time. That's all it takes. And don't look at your average. Just have fun. A win is a win. A loss is a loss. It doesn't matter how you shot. Just have fun.
Once again, great advice, Kayden, and we wish you all the best as you do your best to reach your goals. And hopefully we see you at some tournaments and, of course, provincials next year.
Thank you. I hope I see you as well.
Yep. Have a great day. Bye now.
You as well.
That was great talking to Kayden Polmateer from the London Youth Dart League. This young man is going to be a force to reckon with next year. Watch out, juniors. Make sure you go to our website at www.dartsontario.ca to find out all the information about our organization. Also, go to our Facebook page and hit like so you get all the recent updates. Are you a current or former youth player in the Darts Ontario program? Would you like to be on one of our episodes? Please email me at youth@dartsontario.com. This is Shawn Irwin, your youth director with Darts Ontario, and make sure you check out our next episode, episode 16 of Darts Ontario, Let's Talk Darts. We'll be talking with two-time Team Ontario member and two-time Canadian doubles champion. Thanks for watching and see you next time.